Do-over videos aren't really my thing, except when I get something wrong or I have new information to bring you, and that's what we have today. About a year ago, I did the Enchirito video, the Taco Bell Enchirito, and it's a huge hit. It's like my #1 video for views and everything. Thank you everyone for watching that, and thank you for all the lovely comments advising me where I could have done better. Criticism #1, like the first one out of the gate was, could you be farther away? I have better cameras now. Here we go. Things have changed quite a bit as far as the technology department goes. There you go. So we got better angles. You're going to see everything. Next one is, I didn't put olives on. I hate olives. And Taco Bell stopped putting olives on 35 years ago. I didn't think it was that big a deal. Apparently it is. I have olives. Okay? There you go. All right. We can put that one to bed. All right. The other thing that was a shocker to me is that Taco Bell used to use a corn tortilla with this. Sort of. It was a corn hybrid flour tortilla that had the flexibility but the flavor, and those are near impossible to find. Except I did. They're a little small. These are a little smaller than normal. The original Enchirito was big. This is a small little thing. This is for tacos, but it is the HEB Mixla tortillas. This here. If you don't know what HEB is, it's a grocery store chain in Texas. If you live in Texas, you can probably just buy these off the shelf. Good for you. I don't live in Texas, so I had to order them, and they only sell them in bulk. So I've got a freezer full of tortillas. Good thing they keep, and they are delicious, so I will put them to good use. But yeah, if you have relatives in Texas and you want to make this, hit them up. Just ask them to go to the store, pick some up, mail them off to you. It's much easier, much cheaper. That's a tip for you. All right, so these are those tortillas. They are incredibly flexible. They're incredibly awesome. This is the tortilla I originally used. This is a full flour tortilla, also flexible, but just doesn't have the flavor and isn't right. This is more what they use now when these things come back out. This is what they used then. These taste better, so we're going to use these. That's pretty easy. Everything else is pretty much the same. The beans, the meat, although I will show you real quick right now. I'll pause this part and show you how I made this meat, because this may be my favorite way to make this meat, and you're going to love this, so let's go to that now. I did a whole video on how to do the meat the correct way a couple months ago. This is the cheater way. Take about a pound of ground beef, break it up in the pan, brown it off, drain it here. This is my favorite method. Just take a bent spoon and scoop that out of there, and now we're going to use a packet of seasoning mix. I know this is sacrilege. We can do it our own way, but this is much, much easier. Just put that in there, and we have a tablespoon of lime juice going in this. This is going to make it super awesome. I like to hold the pan up so the meat side is up to the top, and then cook the sauce here till it gets a little bit thickened. This really does make a difference as far as how this goes into the meat. As you see, it's getting nice and thick here, so it's about time to just integrate the whole thing and just mix this up really good. Alternately, if you wanted to wait to put the seasoning in until after the next step, that does work very well, and it cuts down on the mess, because we're going to throw this in the food processor. That's why you didn't have to be too crazy about breaking up the meat. This goes in the food processor. We're only going to pulse this a few times to make this perfect, and this is going to give us that exact texture. But it is a little messy at this point, so if you hadn't seasoned the meat yet, this would be much easier right now, that's for sure. But either way, it does work. It doesn't really make a difference on flavor. Just make sure you get all the goodness back into the pan. We're going to heat this up and let this simmer for a couple minutes, and that's how you make the meat. Told you, that is really cool. You gotta love that. So that's how you make the meat. Piece of cake. Sauce is just the canned enchilada sauce. This is from Hatch. I believe there's a thing here someplace showing you that you can make your own enchilada sauce, but I don't, because I can buy this, and this is what I'd be trying to make. So it kind of defeats the purpose of going through all that work. We have our olives, as we discussed, olives, okay, and some onions. That is our ingredients, and well, the cheese, because we've got to melt this all down. We have our vessel. This is an au gratin pan, au gratin if you want to get fancy. What size is this? I have no idea. I'm going to say 7 inches by, I don't know, something like that. I think they go from side to side, so this is probably 8.5 or 9 inches, something like that. That's just, I've had these forever, so I didn't buy these, and I can't give you a link to where to get them because the people that made those are probably long dead. Anyways, we're just going to get to assembling now because I've already talked enough. You know how an Enchirito is made more or less, but we'll just go over it for funsies. Okay, so we're going to grab a ladle of beans or a scoop here, pretty good amount. We are going to grab some of our delicious meat. I'm going to get down here at the bottom where it's all juicy. Oh yeah, we're going to lay some of this in here. I'm not going to go crazy. This one's going to have olives on it, so I'm not touching it. My wife is going to eat this one. So we're going to go a little lighter on the meat. They would put about twice this much meat in it. And they'd probably put a little bit less beans. This is a great thing about making stuff yourself. You can adjust it however you want. All right, the onions go inside. A little bit of onions there. Spread this out so that it's even as we go, because that's important. You want every bite to be delicious. We just give this a quick roll like that. Boom, it's teeny tiny in its little vessel there. Shrinkflation. But yeah, the original ones would have been on this. This is a 7-inch tortilla. This is like a 5-inch tortilla. They're significantly smaller. 6-inch tortilla. Yeah, it's significantly smaller. But again, it's the only one you can find. Beggars can't be choosers. All right, we are going to put on our sauce. Yes, just ladle a bit on here the way they would. That is enough sauce to cover that. Cheese. Yes, please. Everyone loves the cheese. Don't go too crazy with the cheese unless you wanted to, and then go completely crazy with the cheese. I'm gonna put a little jack cheese on this. Normally it'd just be cheddar, but I have the jack cheese because I may be doing other videos in a second. You don't know. Someone just want to put a little of that on there. It's not authentic. I don't care. It's going to mess up the thumbnail because people are going to be like, what cheese did you put on there? It's supposed to be just cheddar. I put a little extra on. Okay, now this needs to get melted down. How do they do it? They steam it, and it takes forever, like 30-something seconds. It's the reason they got rid of these is because they take so long to cook on the line, it screws everything up. It has nothing to do with the little plastic trays because the nachos come in the trays. I thought maybe it was the trays, but it's not. It's the steamer. They only have one steamer, and it screws them up. Incidentally, it's also why the Mexi Melt died. This is going to go in the microwave because I don't have that steamer. We're going to give it just under a minute. Depends on the strength of your microwave. 40 seconds to a minute is probably enough to do this. If you start at 40 and then give it every 10 seconds, it'll take forever to get done. So just do it in a minute, keep an eye on it, and when it melts, you're done. All right, it's out of the microwave. It took a minute and 10 seconds total to do that. So that's my microwave, which seems a little slowish, but there you go. That is the Enchirito, and I will not forget the doggone olives. You got to put 3 of them on there because if you don't, bad things happen. That brings the apocalypse, apparently. So there you go. 3 olives on an Enchirito. It's a little on the small side. If I was doing this not for the video, I would have probably made 2 of them side by side because then you have like a normal thing, or use a smaller vessel so it looks larger. Yeah, I could have done that. But there is our Enchirito. Back in the day, in the 70s, before, the world got old, they put sour cream on this. A big dollop of sour cream on top of that. If you can remember that, then leave me a comment. Tell me about eating this in the metal tray, because they used to come in a tin tray. Woo, man, that is the Wayback Machine right there. But that is your Enchirito with the hybrid corn flour tortilla and the olives and everything perfect. And the other thing I didn't do in that video was taste it. So I have to flick this little turd off of there. And I have to just grab this little piece and bite into this. I know I said this is my wife's. She'll forgive me. No, she won't. I won't tell her. I'll say it was really short tortillas. Okay, that is going to be a problem. There we go. It's really hot. Oh, it's really hot. Oh. Okay, I get it with I get it with corn. Wow, that is so much better. Holy cow. Okay, get those tortillas the next time you make this, because holy cow, that makes all the difference in the world. That is the old school enchirito, the real one, smaller than it used to be, or maybe our memories are just bigger. But that right there is how you make the real deal enchirito. Thanks for watching, and for more videos like this, I've got the whole Taco Bell playlist. If you go to the channel homepage, there's a playlist down there towards the bottom of the page. Find the Taco Bell Copycat playlist. I've got over 24 of these, including the original enchirito video I did a year ago. See if I made this one any better. If not, I've learned nothing in a year. Hopefully I have. And hopefully that inspires you to come back and see the next video. Until then, have a good one, and I'll see you next time.